Okay, well, let's talk about sex. Let's talk about my sex life. Did you know that as you get deeper into perimenopause, your vagina starts to atrophy? So when I got told that, I was like, wait, hold on one second here. What? So think about it like this. Every woman who's watching knows what cramps feels like, preceding your period coming. The cramps, depending on what, if you have endometriosis or fibroids or whatever the case is, cramps can be mildly uncomfortable. Have they ever been just mildly uncomfortable for anybody? Right. They just say that in commercials. It's bullshit. Oftentimes, it's horrible. So cramps are usually, PMS preceding a period. And then we get our period. Some of us are not cramping during that time. Some of us are. So that cramping is basically like it's your uterus, it's your cervix, it's all this terrible it's an orchestra, kind of doing what it does. But then as you head into perimenopause and your period starts to disappear, your uterus and cervix and just that orchestra just kind of tapers off and just, it's not really doing much. It's not contracting. It's not doing anything. You know what I mean? And so your pelvic floor kind of just goes to sleep unless you start doing exercises like Kegels or, exercises that you might learn in a yoga or Pilates class. Your pelvic floor goes to sleep and you're not really aware of what that actually means until you sneeze or you laugh and you pee all over yourself. That's what a weak pelvic floor actually means. So what else happens when you enter perimenopause and your uterus and your cervix have stopped doing that whole contracting thing that they do once a month? Basically, what happens is sex can become really uncomfortable. Like really uncomfortable. Oh, also, you start to experience dryness. Whoever said that God was a woman, no, there's no way. There's no way that a woman would be doing this to us. She'd be giving it to them, okay? But the reality of the situation is these are some of the things that happen as perimenopause creeps along. Dryness, vaginal dryness, vaginal atrophy, painful sex, weakened pelvic floor, and that's to go along with everything else that's happening, inside of your brain and in your exterior. Oh, also, you get this nice little spare tire like around your midsection that doesn't want to go anywhere. You end up gaining weight that just will not go anywhere. So yeah, it's all freaking awesome. So these are the things that I started to experience. And I was literally like, WTF, why is this happening to me? But the painful sex thing, I was just like, yeah, no, this can't happen. I remember being in my 20s and 30s and having orgasms, feeling like I was talking to God. And I wanted that feeling back. I was like, so that goes away too? Come on. Like, what are we even talking about here? And so I talked to my older girlfriends and God, I'm about to get so personal. So I talked to my older girlfriends and I asked them, like what happens? Like, do we just like accept celibacy and abstinence and just not do anything? And they're like, well, basically, Melyssa, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I was like, what does that even mean, like in practical terms? And they said, well, if you're not having regular sex, buy a dildo. I was like, oh, excuse me? No, wait, I have a vibrator. They were like, no. You need something regularly inserted to kind of keep everything, what's a term that I should use here, Rachel? Lubricated? Intact? I don't know, lubricated, used to, volume, I don't know. The guys over here are squirming in their seats, by the way. I should just say that because I could see it out of my mind, out of the corner of my eye. But these are honestly the kind of conversations that I want to have up here. And I want to bring my girlfriends up to talk about this. And I want to bring, women who are also experts in sexual health and wellness to come up here and talk about this very thing and the ways in which that we can combat this in order to have pleasurable, healthy sex lives well into our 40s, past our 50s, into our 60s, down into our 70s, maybe even our 80s, God willing.